Hello kids, we are now on English 4, Quarter 3, Week 4. We will talk about identifying the main idea, key sentences, and supporting details from text read. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to identify the main idea, key sentences, and supporting details from the text read. Let's have a drill. Read each paragraph below. Identify the sentence with the main idea. Example, kittens need special care. You have to feed kittens twice a day. They are very playful. You need to play with them often. Kittens need special care is the main idea of the paragraph. Let's begin. Number 1. Apples can make very delicious desserts. Some bake them as apple pie. Others make them as applesauce. Most people wash and bite the apples to eat. Your answer should be apples can make very delicious desserts. Chameleons change color from time to time. They change color to regulate their body temperature. Sometimes they do so to hide from their predators. They change colors too, to attract their potential mates. Chameleons change color from time to time. Number 3. Jellyfish are carnivorous animals. They eat different sea creatures from shrimps to fish. They also devour planktons and other jellyfish. Jellyfish are carnivorous animals. Number 4. Violins and viola are very similar string instruments. Both have 4 strings. They are held between the shoulder and the chin. Yes, violins and viola are very similar strings instruments. Number 5. Lechons are wonderful pets to have. They are loving and playful. They do not shed much. They are very adaptive to the environment. That is why they can live even in a small house. Dachshunds are wonderful pets to have. Now, let's have a review. Write GS for general statement and SS for specific statement. Here are the answers. For number 1, GS is the answer. Did you get all the correct answer, kids? That's great. Now we are going to read a story. The Sun. The sun affects life on Earth in many ways. It is very vital to the Earth. The sun is a star at the core of our solar system. It is one of the many stars in the space. The sun is actually a small star compared to other stars. The sun gives light and warmth to the living things on Earth. Plants depend on the sun to help them make food and grow. Animals and humans benefit from the sun's effect on the bodies since sunlight on the skin produces vitamin D, which is needed in the structure of strong bones. Without sun's heat, Earth would freeze. Now let's answer the questions. What is the title of the passage? What is the passage all about? What does the sun give to the earth? How do the plants depend on the sun? How do the animals and humans benefit from the sun? And here are the answers. The sun affects life on earth in many ways is the main idea of the paragraph. Yes, correct. That is the main idea of the paragraph. It is very vital to the earth is the key sentence of the paragraph. The sun is a star at the core of our solar system. It is one of many stars in the space. The sun is actually a small star compared to the other stars. The sun gives light and warmth to the living things on earth. Plants depend on sun to help them make food and grow. Animals and humans benefit from the sun's effect on the body since the sunlight on the skin produces vitamin D, which is needed in the structure of the strong bones, or what we call the supporting details. Now, let's talk about main idea. When we say main idea, this tells what a passage is about. Look at the title and pictures so that you can easily determine the main idea. Sometimes can be found in the beginning or at the end of the paragraph. You have to look for clues or clue words repeated over and over again so that you can see or you can find out the main idea of the paragraph. What is a topic sentence? Now, this states the main idea of a passage. It may be found at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the paragraph. What are supporting details? These are ideas, details, and examples that support the main idea. Let's have practice number 1. I'm going to read a passage and answer the following questions orally. Or you can write your answer on your notebook. Enemies of plants and trees. Plants and trees have plenty of enemies. Some insects are the enemies of the plants. They lay their eggs on the leaves of the trees. Sometimes animals like rats and snails are plants' enemies too, because they eat the young leaves of the plants. Strong winds are also bad to our plants and trees. They blow their leaves and small branches during summer or during storms. Some girls and boys are also enemies of plants. Some of them like to play with the branches when they pick leaves or flowers. Plants and trees are our friends. We must not destroy them. We should take good care of them. Now, what is the main idea of the paragraph? Write your answer on your notebook. Is it A, plants are important? B, plants and trees are our friends? C, plants and trees have many enemies? D, stop picking plants. The correct answer is plants and trees have many enemies. What is the topic sentence of the passage? Plants and trees have enemies. Letter B. Plants and trees are our friends. Letter C. We should take care of our plants and trees. D. Plants and trees are everywhere. The correct answer is plants and trees are our friends. This time you are going to write 3 details from the passage. You are going to read it again and write your answer in your notebook. You can pause this video so that you can answer the questions or you can answer this properly. And here are the answers. Some animals and snails are plant enemies. Strong winds are also bad for our plants and trees. And some girls and boys are also enemies of plants. Did you get all the correct answer, kids? Great! Now let's have practice number 2. I'm going to read the passage and complete the web below by writing the main idea and supporting details. Spiders. Spiders are arachnids. They are not insects. They have eight legs, not 6. They have 2 body parts instead of 3. The head and the thorax are joined on the spider's body. Spiders do not have wings like most of the insects do. Spiders make silk, which they spin into the sticky webs. They use these webs to trap food. Spiders eat insects, worms, snails, and small vertebrates like frogs, lizards, birds, and bats. You can pause this video, kids, so that you can answer this properly. And here are the answers. The main idea is spiders are arachnids and they are not insects. Supporting detail 1, they have 8 legs, not 6. Supporting details 2, they have 2 body parts instead of 3. Supporting detail number 3, spiders do not have wings like most of the insects do. Did you get all the correct answer, kids? Good job! Now, let's have the evaluation. I'm going to read the selection again. Answer the questions that follow. Write the letter of the correct answer. An average beehive consists of 20,000 bees. Within the colony, there are 3 different types of bees. Each bee has its own important job. One queen bee lives in a hive and her only job is to lay eggs. The male bee's job is to mate with the queen. Worker bees, on the other hand, are extremely busy. They have many jobs to do. They clean, gather pollen, build new comb, and take care of the larvae. Now let us answer the questions. What is the main idea of the selection? Letter A. An average beehive consists of 20,000 bees. Letter B. There are 3 types of bees and each bee has its own important job. Letter C. One queen bee lives in a hive and her only job is to lay eggs. And letter D. The male bee's job is to mate with the queen. The correct answer is letter B. There are 3 types of bees. Each bee has its own important job. Let's move to number 2. How many supporting details are there in the selection? A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. 4. The correct answer is letter C. 3. Number 3. What is the key sentence of the selection? A. An average beehive consists of 20,000 bees. B. There are 3 types of bees. Each bee has its own important job. C. One queen bee lives in a hive and her only job is to lay eggs. And letter D. The male bee's job is to mate with the queen. The correct answer is letter A. Now, what are the three supporting details of the selection? You may write your answer on your paper. You can pause this video, kids, so that you can answer this one. And here are the answers. One queen bee lives in a hive and her only job is to lay eggs. The bees, or the male bee's job is to mate with the queen, and the worker bees, on the other hand, are extremely busy. Did you get all the correct answer, kids? Good job! And this is the end of our lesson for today. Thank you, kids. Bye. I will see you next week.